Welcome to my YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube. Anyway, you guys, we are going to have a very serious conversation. Lazima I say hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Wangari Okabi. Today we are going to be talking about the aspect of change. But primarily we are going to be talking about how to deal with your past so that you can finally start enjoying your present and your future. You know, sometimes I just can't help but smile and remember how far I've come, and I always want other women to reach a point of smiling at the things that almost broke them. And I know sometimes looking at your past can be painful, but it is so necessary. You cannot start building a new life without removing the old foundation and finally building a new foundation, digging a deeper one, because you want to build something that is going to stand the test of time, stand all the seasons, and also stand a lot of nonsense. Because let me tell you the truth, this life is going to bring you a lot of nonsense, but you have to rise above it. When I talk about dealing with the past, I want you to also understand that you cannot do it from a human perspective. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to have the foundation of salvation and the foundation of having a relationship with Jesus Christ so that it doesn't overwhelm you. Because the pain of the past can be such a funny thing. One day you're okay, the other day you feel like you're falling apart. One day you think that you can be able to take on anything, and then one small trigger takes you so many steps back, and we do not want that. Because the basis of salvation, let me tell you the truth, and if you know me, you always know that I will always have a Bible around me. This Bible has been the most consistent thing that I have in my life. The Bible is Jesus Christ, and building a life with Him. Let me tell you the truth, He will truly show you who you're meant to be. But He will also help you heal from the past. He knows what you have gone through. He was there. But it is now for us to release it and understand that it is not God who is the one who hurt us, but rather it is human beings. Because also remember, the same way you have free will, other human beings have free will. And they have decided to use their free will to hurt others and hurt you in the process. So when you're giving it to God and you've decided, you know what, God, this Bible, this relationship, this salvation, I'm going to give it to you. He starts unearthing the beautiful things about you. At the same time, He's going to make you truly understand what it did to you, what that pain did to you. And when you finally understand it, that is when you can finally forgive yourself, forgive others, and let it go to God. Okay? So the first thing is always have a foundation of God. The second thing about dealing with your past, my dear, is that you truly need to eliminate everything and everyone who was part of that past and has no part in your future. You yourself, you know that man that you always keep going back to is not your husband. He's not your future. He's only brought nonsense into your life. So why do you want him in your present? Why do you want him in your future? You'll have to block that number and tell that man that, by the way, I have moved on. I do not want anything to do with you. And sometimes even it does not require a conversation. All it requires is action. Let me tell you, scroll on that phone, get on that phone, okay? And say block, block. Because you keep going back to that toxicity. You keep going back to that, you it's like you're addicted to the toxicity. You're addicted to the drama, and you need to now steer away from it and start becoming sober-minded to understand that is not how relationships work. And especially if you know me, you know I always preach the aspect of abstinence. You will never find confidence, you'll never find self-esteem in the bed of another person. That is just the truth of the matter, because this intimacy that you're craving is not physical intimacy. It is intimacy of being seen, of being understood, of finally being feminine and becoming the woman that you always wanted to be. It is not the physical aspect of intimacy that will get you there. Okay? So please get rid of those people who you know are not going to walk this journey with you and have no part in your future. And sometimes, let me tell you the truth, it's even going to be your family members. Your family members are the ones that you'll need to cut off, because they're the ones who have even done the most hurt. But please know you need to forgive. Not forget. That is not what the Bible says. It is forgiving and understanding that sometimes forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Okay? The third and final thing when it actually comes to dealing with your past, you need to forgive yourself. You need to know that yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you may have not made the best decisions. Yes, sometimes you have been very immature, because let me tell you, immaturity can really show up even in adults. You need to grieve the person who you thought you're going to be at this point in your life, so that you can finally make space for the woman that you're becoming, the woman that you want to be. And sometimes that requires a bit of time, because forgiveness is not an easy thing. But once you have those first two in place, forgiveness becomes more easier. It becomes something that becomes natural to you, and you learn from it. It is not a poison in your life, it is a lesson, okay? So catch me next week as we continue into the processes of change. We are going to look at every aspect, so that by the end of this year, if you're not yet subscribed, please hit that button. You're going to be such a different person, a happier person, and a more peaceful person. I love you all. I'll catch you guys in the next one.